Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Sophie, the Midwest Magician, and I figured I would start doing like witchy weekend vlogs. So this is the perfect weekend to start because yesterday the entire state of Illinois had a crazy blizzard. Everything was shut down. I was not called into work. My husband was not called into work. Basically everyone was closed and everyone was stuck at home because of the blizzard. It was a lot. It was a lot. We got like maybe 7 or 8 inches of snow and then it turned to rain. Today it's supposed to get into the negative temperatures, so all of that rain is gonna turn into ice. So we're staying home all weekend. We're gonna do some fun witchy stuff. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you. The first thing that we're doing, I'm gonna start setting it up as I explain to you what's going on. But my sister-in-law texted us at 4 in the morning letting us know that her dog was sent to the emergency vet because she has a blockage. So she's not gonna find out till later this morning if the dog is gonna have surgery, and we're all kind of worried. We're animal people. So I'm gonna do what I can do, what's in my power to do, which is to set up a little spell prayer area for her dog, Audrey. This little mirror is kind of dirty. I gotta clean it off. Her dog's name's Audrey. I'm going to be setting up everything on this mirror because as above, so below. And we're going to be setting up a little prayer station. Luckily, actually, weirdly enough, I just received some prayer cards in the mail on Wednesday evening. So we're going to be using this St. Francis prayer card. He is usually like the saint for all of God's creatures. I like to use him for pets, but I never had a prayer card or anything. I would just pray to him. So we're gonna set him up over here and we'll light a candle and say some words for Miss Audrey. And hopefully St. Francis will hear our prayers and help us out. But like I said in my altar tour, half of my stuff is here and half of it is in another room. So it's still all being moved over. I don't have any candles that I can use here that haven't already been used. Like all my candles, I have these giant green tapers, which I think are gonna just mainly be for decoration. And then I have the skull candles that I used for the death and rebirth video, but that's about it. And then this candle that I used for cleansing my tarot decks. But let's go find a candle. I'm hoping either to find a brown candle, like a little chime candle, or if I have another like little votive candle. Regardless, I'll put it in my cauldron just because it's heat safe. And we'll say a little prayer and we will hope and pray that her dog Audrey is doing well. Let's go find our candle though. Candle secured. It is literally my very last one in one of these containers, which is exactly what I was hoping for, if not brown. This is what I wanted. I'm gonna have to find more of these. I don't remember where I got them from, but we will figure that out later. Let me grab some Windex real quick so I can clean this mirror and then we'll get started. Windex acquired. I can't imagine how my sister-in-law must be feeling right now because I know how I am with my pets. Like one day, Mason, my cat, I think he had chewed on one of my snake plants and he was drooling like uncontrollably. And I was so worried about him. I called the vet. I was like, can you get him in? They weren't gonna be able to see him for like 2 weeks. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? And they said, just keep an eye on him. But I was like crying my eyes out on the couch, like cuddling him, like, are you okay? It's nice and clean, much better. So I cannot even imagine how she must be feeling with her animal at the emergency vet right now. I cannot even imagine. Let's go ahead, we'll do our little spell, little prayer, and then we'll move on to our next activity as we let the candle burn down. Okay, so we have our prayer going right over there. And I'm a super weirdo about safety. So our next activity is gonna be in this room. I have this blank wall and I have this blank wall. And they did not used to be blank. They used to have my ancestor altar up on the wall. We did it as picture frames, and I have, like, for all of our deceased relatives, I have like something of theirs that goes up with their picture. So we're gonna be redoing that. I have this box of all the pictures that go on the two walls. We're gonna figure out how to arrange them. Some of the pictures that I have are not big enough for the frames, and instead of reordering them in the right size, I'm just gonna make things harder. And I'm going to use this craft wrapping paper as kind of like the background, so it looks a little bit more intentional and less sloppy. But I think it'll look nice because I just painted that room. That wall is red, so I think it'll tie the two rooms in together nicely. And then the last thing too, I do with my ancestor altar, I keep all of us together, the whole family, living relatives, deceased relatives, everybody's together. So there are gonna be pictures of living relatives going up on the wall as well. They won't have like the personal things going up on the wall with them, but that's kind of what differentiates it between, like, this is the ancestor part and this is just regular picture wall. The ancestors all get a little piece of them to go up on the wall with them. But we're gonna go ahead and get started on figuring out how they're gonna be arranged, as well as putting the background in. I think that's how they're gonna go. I'm not so sure about this one, and I am missing something. We had my husband's boutonniere, I framed it. Oh, never mind, I put it on this bookshelf. I'll leave it here. It says boutonniere. It's a Scottish thistle, and I framed it. I think with, ooh, let me just break the frame I'm gonna grab. I think with this frame, I'm going to try to arrange our hand fasting cord like in a nice way in here. I don't really exactly know how just yet, but I think it would look nice to have our hand fasting cord, because then we have our wedding on this side and on that side. And I might need one more thing to go like right here, because it seems a little empty. But if I put something here, then I feel like I have to put something small there. I have more pictures. I don't know about more frames. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. I'm gonna have to wait on making a decision on the additional pictures and frame situation until I am done burning this. And I also, how could I possibly leave this sleeping little guy? Well, he's not sleeping, but he's cozy. How could I leave him? So I think what we're gonna do while we're waiting on our candle to keep burning is wrap the frames that are a little bit too big for the pictures that go in them with the red paper, and we can start hanging, and if we have to add more, we'll add more later. wish me luck. I'm a little worried, especially not about all the frames, but this frame is so heavy and it doesn't have any kind of like thing on the back. I do have picture wire, but I don't know how to secure it. So we might be getting real janky with things around here. We'll see. Don't tell my husband. He'll probably watch this, but don't tell him. Okay, the time to hang has come. Wish me luck. I'm actually really nervous. I'm more nervous about using command hooks than I am about using actual nails. So I guess we'll see how this goes. That was an obvious fail. And the picture and frame are not attached anymore. So I'm gonna do this off camera and I will show you how everything looks once it is actually hung up. Okay, I have the first row hung. It took so much time, genuinely, and I don't have any room. So my grandfather, he made rosaries, so that's one of his that he made. We would always go to Tybee Island in Georgia, so shout out Tybee. They found us this piece of coral there. Well, they found it for me. And then I have these two sand dollars, but I don't know exactly where to put them on the wall just yet. They're definitely for him. I'm not sure, maybe the smaller one like up here and the bigger one on the side here. We'll just have to see, but this first row took me like 20 minutes to hang. So this is quite a task, but I'm excited with how it started off. I think this is as good as we're gonna get for right now. I know we need to put something right there, so I will be searching for a frame and a picture to put in that spot. Maybe if we're lucky, there'll be something left over from this wall that I can just pull over here. And then I did solve the hand fasting cord issue. I think it looks really nice with the red behind there too. But I just hot glued it to the outside of the frame, and hot glue, usually you can peel off of fabric and off of glass pretty easily. So if I need to switch it, I can. But I'm very excited with how this wall is shaping up right now. Let's go ahead. I'll start this one. I'm probably not gonna do it on camera just because it is a lot of me just standing around deciding. So I will show you guys when these are up on this wall. All right, I have it done. I'm excited with how it turned out. We omitted 2 pictures from this, and in the corner here, we have to find it, but my husband's great-grandfather made a corner shelf. So we want to put it up there and put some crystals and family stuff on there. But here is one wall and here is the other. I am very excited with how it's looking so far. We're definitely going to add more over time, but I think it's a good start. Also, checked in with my sister-in-law. She has heard from the vet. They are going to keep Audrey overnight, but the blockage did move with the fluids. So that's an awesome sign. They're holding her to make sure that when she eats, the food moves through her system and everything. But I think St. Francis heard our prayers. The vets did amazing work, and that is all just excellent news. Now that we're not confined to the room that we're doing our spell in, I blew out the candle, we're good to go. I don't think blowing out candles is a bad thing, but anyways, now that we're not stuck in that room, I figured we could organize my apothecary. So I think what I'm gonna do is take everything out, organize it on the counter in like the way that I use it and what ailments it's used for. Because usually I'll look for those things. If I have a sore throat, I'm gonna grab all the stuff that helps me boost my immunity and helps my throat, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do, take them all out, organize them on the counter, show you guys everything that I have, and then I'll organize it in order of importance back in the cabinet. So usually like this middle area right here is the most important stuff. That's the easiest for me to reach. Least used are up in the top area. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. We have quite the collection to go through. Like literally it seems unlimited. So I think what we'll do first is go through all the jars. Then we'll go through this because this is more of like the fun tea. There's definitely stuff in there that I'm probably not going to drink, so I'll just bring it to work and share it with coworkers who probably also won't drink it, but I'm more likely to drink it at work than I am here. So, okay, let me start organizing this. Okay, so this clump of herbs is actually, I never reach for these. These are my husband's. He brews his own root beer. So basically what he does is he brews it like a tea, and then from there, he turns it more into like a simple syrup. From there, he adds the simple syrup to a clean jar, and then we use our soda stream to carbonate some water, and he adds that all together to make his own root beer. So some of his root beer stuff is like sprinkled in here too, but I use some of those. This is mainly like all for him: licorice, star anise, astragalus, fennel, and sarsaparilla root. So those are all his root beer things. Next, I have holy basil. This I feel like is its own category because I use it for absolutely everything. That's why we have so much of it, because I just constantly am replenishing. But I think he put some in here in his root beer. I use it a lot of the time for like when I'm feeling sick. But honestly, it just kind of adds a really nice sweetness to like any blend that you're doing. So that is all on its own. This is just rosemary from the garden. I don't have a better jar to put it in, otherwise I would put it with our spices. Lemongrass from the garden, that's kind of the same as the holy basil. I just throw lemongrass in just about everything. My sister gave me that. I thought it was really cute. These are my herbs for when I'm feeling sick. So I have marshmallow root, which is really good for throat. I have nettle, which is like I said in my last video, it's like a catch-all for everything. I use nettle for everything. It's my favorite. If you have allergies, nettle. If you have a sore throat, nettle. If you are stuffy, nettle. Like this, it's just my fave. Have a little bit of dried ginger. The label maker didn't make a great label for that. Olive leaf is also for, it's got antioxidants. It's good for, I think, inflammation. It's an anti-inflammatory, and it's good for immune support too. I started making things to put on the top of my jars and I just never finished. And then I have elderberry, which with elderberry, I don't usually add it to my teas. I just make my syrup with it because I get nervous about the, I can't remember, is it arsenic? There's something in there that you're not supposed to have and you have to boil it out of it. So that's why I really only use it for my syrups, because I boil my syrup. This next section is all for my reproductive health. So we have burdock root, which is really good for getting your blood moving and flowing. My husband also uses this in his root beer, but I use it more. We have calendula, I think that's how you pronounce it. Really good for easing cramps. We have cramp bark, as you can tell, I use it a lot. I don't necessarily need it as much anymore, but I do use it just in my daily blend. I don't know how to pronounce this either. I call it chasteberry. I've heard it chastiberry. These are amazing for reproductive health if you are someone with a uterus. More calendula and raspberry leaf, which is also just amazing for every single day use. this clump here is for anxiety, depression, just kind of calming yourself down. I have ashwagandha root. I have 2 jars of St. John's wort. I have skullcap. I unfortunately am a dummy and I put this in an old garlic container before realizing that it still smelled like garlic. So this is like just medicinal because it tastes like garlic when I put it in any kind of tea. I have the chamomile from the garden, some of my favorites, and then I have lemon balm and peppermint from my garden as well. And then this last clump, again, is kind of like the holy basil where I just use it for just about everything. Dandelion root, really good for its cleansing properties. Like, oh no, Freya, what is with you, girl? What is with you? You're not gonna be up there for long. Let me tell you that. Also, we got rid of our microwave, so we have to paint this part of the cabinet. Anyways, dandelion root is really good for, I think, liver function as well. And then I just have dandelions that I wild harvested from our front yard, but not too close to the sidewalk because I don't want dog pee on my stuff. So I tried drying it in 2 different ways. This one, I separated the flowers and dried them on a tray in the sun. And this one, I just dried them in the sun and then finished it up in the oven. And that's just like the whole flowers. These ones, like, they're just kind of ugly, so I don't reach for them as much, which I know is bad, but they don't look as appetizing as like these fluffy, pretty yellow ones. So that's the whole crew as far as the jarred things go. So I'm gonna go ahead, kick her out of the cabinet and organize these in a easily accessible way for me. Okay, I'm worried about this mess here. Okay, we have a lot. I think we made this together for the 12 Days of Yule. It's really good. Maple black tea, that sounds kind of good. We got this for Christmas from our Canadian grandmother. It's Nolan's grandmother, my husband. Citrus mint green, delicious. See, like this one is more of a summer tea. Like I kept brewing it in the summer and then making it into an iced tea. So like some of these, it's like I don't drink them because it's not seasonally totally appropriate. I do not know. This one's a dessert tea. Same thing with this. This is definitely like a summer tea for me that I turn into an iced tea. Horsetail herb. It's really good for growing your hair. Jasmine. I never use this, as you can see. Lemon balm. Have some already. Oh, some more ginger. I could just put that in the ginger bottle. Chai, that's for my husband. I'm gonna set this aside so he takes it to work. Mint, this is almost empty. And lights out. I might put those in the extra spot that I have up in the cabinet so that this isn't overflowing. Dark chocolate peppermint, so good. Dessert tea once again. Breathe in. Oh my gosh, this one, hang on. This one's crazy. I might make this. There's literally chili flakes in here and it's so spicy. Like I've never had a spicy chili flake tea before. Let me see if you can see them. You probably see them a little bit. Yeah, there's some really right there. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this. I'm gonna make some for myself today because this is like incredible. And this is like a semi-local to me place. It's more close to my job than anything else, but good stuff. What's this one? Dessert tea. Double bergamot Earl Grey. What's this? Why do I... Oh my gosh, Freya. She's up on top of the fridge scratching. I have chia seeds in here. I'm not really sure why they're in there. Oh, I have more elderberry. Cool. Oh my gosh, I have turmeric root. I could have used this in my fire cider. I should have gone through this way sooner. Cream Earl Grey. I think my husband opened this. He's gonna take that to work with him because I don't want it here. Green tea. What's this one? Rose oolong. This one's really good. Very like light and florally. I think this is more of a spring tea in my opinion. Or if I'm doing like self-care, that could be good. Throat remedy. I wonder what this smells like. Ooh. That one smells a little spicy too. Not like pepper spicy, but turmeric tantra chai. This is going to work with him. I'm not a chai person. This, I don't know what kind of tea it is. Let's see. White tea, cinnamon, pink peppercorn, marigolds. It literally smells and tastes exactly like butterscotch. I do not know how they do it. It's amazing. Peppermint patty. Honestly, this one tastes exactly the same as this one. I think they are the same. Oh, for her. This one's supposed to be like a reproductive health blend as well. It's like kind of vanilla-y though, so I'm not a huge fan. I know it looks like I haven't opened it before, but I have. It opens this way too. It's just kind of vanilla-y, and I'm not a huge like rooibos fan, and I think it's got rooibos in it too. More rose oolong. Okay, I don't know. This man opens up teas and just leaves them open. I'm gonna probably compost this because it's been open for who knows how long. Let's see what we got here. Black tea, peach flavored, wow. Earl Grey, we have a lot of Earl Grey in this house. Black tea. I'm like trying to kind of stay away from caffeine. Like I'm drinking coffee, but this one doesn't have any caffeine. I don't know. It's just, it gives me anxiety. Like I'm probably not going to drink that. It's high caffeine. So I don't really know what to do with these. High caffeine. I got some samples. Okay, all of these single steeps are going to work. Okay, I'm waiting for my water to boil so we can make our breathe in tea, the spicy tea. I love this stuff. I probably need to go back because I really don't have a lot left. But I pulled out, I had bought like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I bought the Teacup of Destiny off of eBay, and it's supposed to come with a book on tasseomancy so you can like figure out how to read tea leaves, and it didn't come with the book, and the buyer or the seller did nothing about it. They were like, you should have read the description better. And I'm like, why would you put a picture of the book along with the tea set when you're only sending the tea set? Like I wouldn't have bought it if it didn't come with the book, and I knew it didn't. And I'm pretty sure it was not in the description that it was just the tea set. Maybe it was, who knows. But so I've never like actually tried tasseomancy before. I just have this like super cool witchy teacup of destiny. I also don't really like putting my loose leaf tea like directly in the cup because I feel like I'm just gonna swallow it. Okay, I poured my tea. I'm gonna attempt to walk with my tripod to the table to sit down. I feel like my style of magic and my style of, you know, witchcraft and everything is like so subtle that it's hard to make sit down videos about it. Like, even within the vlog, I know maybe it doesn't seem like doing magic, hanging pictures on the wall, but it's like what I consider to be my, sorry, there's someone walking outside. It's what I consider to be like my ancestor altars, you know? So it's not always like in your face kind of magic. It's more subtle. I hope this guy doesn't try to shovel my driveway right now. I don't have cash on me. It's more subtle. It's not, I'm sitting down and like throwing things into a cauldron. Like I can do that stuff and like I do, but not like as an everyday thing. Like I'll light a candle for my family member's pet with a prayer card, and I'll organize my, herbs like you saw today. I'll put my ancestor altar back on the wall. And it's like, it's just subtle stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm running into the questions of like, how do you want to see my witchin'? Because it's not pow in your face. It's not like the sexiest type of magic style ever. It's very mundane. It's very low key. I'm just trying to like weave things into my regular day. And I don't think that's like what people expect when you hear about witchcraft. As a matter of fact, I know that's not what people expect. So I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to talk about anything. I'm happy to show you guys anything because it's just fun. It's fun to do like as an everyday thing, little things sprinkled in here and there. So I don't know. I have some ideas on like protection magic videos because I do have my protections every day. And actually, someone had talked in the comments about bringing their Florida water to work with them, and I started doing that. I have some herbs in my car that I burn, a Palo Santo stick that I burn before and after work and cleanse myself. So I'm going in with a fresh start and coming home with a fresh start. So it's like little things like that. So if those are types of videos you want to see, like just definitely let me know because I'll make them. I don't know what people want to see. So that's my long and short way of asking what you want to see on the channel. But I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit longer. And maybe I'll start the next vlog. We'll see. But I will see you guys so soon. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for working on my ancestor altar together and organizing my apothecary and dealing with my little beasties around the house. So I will talk to you guys soon. Have an excellent weekend. Have an excellent week.